Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what today is? Monday morning chats with Sack, and Sack is me. I hope that you guys had a great weekend. I had a productive week. I don't like using the term busy, but it was very productive. I was putting out fires at work, sending those per my email, meeting with staff, meeting with a student, and then, depending on my other hat as president, and hosting events. And so we had the Dress for Success happy hour last Wednesday. Great turnout. We received so many clothes. So if you donated, again, I can't stress how much I appreciate you and I'm so thankful for you. So thank you so much. Then we had the Expungement Clinic. That was great. And, for some people to just get things off their record and they're able to go back to work again, they're able to get the job that they really want, it felt good to be a part of that. And Sunday was the clothing drive. And so I had my table set up right in the parking lot around the corner from the rehab center. Like, I was getting a chance to see everybody in the neighborhood. And I'm like, hey, after we finish donating these clothes, the public is open to the public. So it was pretty cool to just get back. Just get back. And so for today's chat, what makes me Sakinah? And the reason why I decided to name that is because someone asked me that. I was on a panel interview and I got asked that, and it threw me for a loop. That was like the first question. And I'm like, So let me tell you what happened Saturday that explains what makes me me. I'm really big on giving back. Like, that is something that's near and dear to my heart. Like, I believe in giving back to people. I feel like when you're on solid ground, you should look back and see who you can help. Now, some people don't want your help. I get that. Some people don't. But if you have the opportunity to give back, definitely do so. And even when you're not on solid ground, I know when I didn't have a job and I was studying for the bar, what I would do, I would, still buy children in need. I would buy them gifts. I would just call my dad and say, Dad, can I have $100? You don't have to give me anything for Christmas. I just want this. And I want to use this money to buy, maybe a child parent is incarcerated, or maybe we're doing something in my church. That's what I would do. And that felt good for me. So what makes me Sakinah? It's a lot of things. So Saturday was the Expungement Clinic. And let me tell you, I was there for 6 hours. I was so tired. After I left, I went home and I crashed. I was so tired, so tired. It was the best nap ever. But during the actual Expungement Clinic, this is how it was set up. We were in Hopkins University parking lot. And so there were different tents set up. So if you're trying to get your record expunged, you had to go to the intake section. And pretty much they're going to see if you are qualified to receive pro bono services or non-qualified. So in other words, if you're trying to receive free legal services, it's pretty much based on your income. And so if you were overqualified, meaning your income exceeded the income threshold to get pro bono services, then what happened is that we're still able to help you. We just can't file things for you. So I was there around 9 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning, I was paying attention to who was there. We had about over 118 people that showed up, which was great. And we had housing there. The housing authority was there. We had Amazon there. People that contracted with Amazon. So I was, moving around, and we had a pixie glass. So the tent that I was in, we had a pixie glass. So pretty much the person that's getting their record expunged is on one side, and the person that's doing the expungement is on the opposite side. But in order for you to expunge records, you have to be an attorney. You have to be an attorney, and you have to sign on the petition. And you never know who's watching you. You never know who's watching you. And one of my clients' nephews was at my event. I told him to bring someone that needed services. And I met with him hey, are you guys good? Is there any other resources that I can refer you to? Just let me know. And as I'm walking back to my tent, a young lady stopped me. And she said, and I said, hey, how are you? Did you enjoy the event? And she said, yeah, I enjoyed the event. And she said, this is a great turnout. And she said, what perfume you have on? And I was like, Givenchy. She was like, that smells so good. And I was like, yes, I love this perfume. And she said, I don't mean to stereotype you. I don't. But she said, it's so good to see you on the opposite side of the pixie glass. And I was like, wow. And she said, she said, I watched you. She said, the moment I walked in here, I watched you. And she said, I saw you walk around in the parking lot. I saw you talking to people. But she said, the moment I saw you walk behind that pixie glass and you were helping people, you inspired me. And she said, it was cool to see somebody look just like me helping people. Now, let me tell you about this event. We were told to wear comfortable clothes, casual clothes. I dress up every single day at work. Whether I have a suit on or I have a Calvin Klein dress on, which I have on now. I love Calvin Klein. That's like pretty much my business attire. Like a lot of Calvin Klein and Express and like that's my attire. And so if you tell me to dress comfortable, I'm not wearing my Calvin Klein dress. I'm not wearing a suit. I'm not wearing heels. I'm going to wear a hoodie. I feel comfortable in a hoodie. I have my hoodie on, my J's, or some other sneakers. Like, I'm going to feel comfortable. And that's what I did Saturday. I had a hoodie on. I had my Express jeans on. Now, the jeans had some cuts in there, but they were, it wasn't showing too much, right? And I had my Huaraches on. They said, be comfortable. So that's what I did. I was comfortable, very comfortable. And it's hoodie season. So why not? But when she saw me like that, she did not know I was an attorney. Did not know. Like, did not know. Now, the other attorneys there, they, some had suits on. One had, like, jeans on. They looked more casual than me. I had a hoodie on. I was the only one that had a hoodie on. And I just thought about it, and I said, that's a sign of representation. Like, you don't know what someone may be based on what the clothes they have on. I was told to dress comfortable, so that's what I did. Now, granted, if I was told to wear a suit, of course, I would have been suited and booted. Like, I would have dressed for the occasion, but I didn't. And she told me, that made her feel comfortable. And it made me think about other people that interact with attorneys that don't feel comfortable to them because they don't look approachable. And so what makes me Sakinah is that, yeah, I'm an attorney. Yeah, I'm a professor. And I have a lot of accolades. And I'll be able to list them for you one day if you want to hear them. However, those are not all the things that define me. Two, I'm a leader in my church. But just because I'm an attorney, just because I'm a law school professor, a leader, I don't have to wear a suit. I don't have to wear a suit to help you with legal services. Like, I don't need to. I don't have to wear a suit to tell you, hey, where you can go to get free help. I don't have to. If you want to, commit your life to Christ or you want someone to pray over you, I don't need a suit for that. I can pray over you with my hoodie on and my J's. I got a couple pair of J's. Like, I don't need to do all that. And so sometimes people are judged based on what they look like. And so it's like this eye test me and my brother was talking about. People judge you based on what you see. Had she not seen me go behind the pixie glass, she would have never known that I was a lawyer. Would never know. What makes me me is that I stick to the script. If I have my eye on a prize, I stick to it. If I say, hey, I'm going to accomplish this, I would not let anybody get in my way. Nobody. Like, sometimes, I would reminisce about college. I'm like, dang, I wish I would have did more. And like, even now, like, some of my sorority sisters like, yeah, or some of my friends like, yeah, Sack, like, you was a nerd. Like, some may call me a prude, but I say, you know what? You can say all those things, but the things that I told you that I was going to accomplish, I did it. When I was in high school, one of my friends did a video, was asking everybody what they wanted to do. I said, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to be a lawyer. Now, I said I was going to be a government lawyer, but I fell in love with tax. But I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Now, things are not easy. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, it was easy to get this. It was easy to get that. No, it wasn't. But at the same time, what makes me me is that I don't give up. I don't give up on myself. What makes me me is that I learned to cheer myself on, because there may be people that I expect to cheer me on may never do it because they don't know how. And they may not understand my dream. Like, I never forget one of my family members, when I got my bar results back for the third time saying I failed, one of my family members was like, well, you don't gotta do it. You got a law degree, you could do something else. And I was like, man, I ain't trying to hear that. Like, I'm not trying to hear that at all. But I didn't expect them to, at first I thought they should understand, but now I look back at it, it's like, I don't expect them to understand. It's not meant for them to understand. This is my dream. This is something that I want to accomplish in my life. What makes me Sakinah is that I show up. I show up. At my job, I show up. I dress the part. I dress up every single day at my job. Every single day. Every single day. And you'll be surprised, people would take you serious based on what your appearance is. If you look like a slouch, if you look like a bum, you know, if you have a suit on, your lapel is dirty, you know, it's not tailored, it's not fitting right, people will not take you serious. I want people to take me serious every single day. You may not like me, I really don't care, but you will respect me. So when I walk in the room, you know that, hey, I am all business. And that's how I am at my job. I don't care if they say, come as you are. I don't care if they say, you know, you could just be casual. No, I'm not. Because the people that are dressed well and they fit the part, they're in the room making the big decisions. I know in different firms that I worked at and different companies I worked at, people that's making the big decisions, they have a suit on. And they fit the part. I want to be in that room when they're making decisions. That's me. Now, some people may say, hey, well, I don't know how to dress up. That's something that you learn. When I was in high school, I didn't know anything about like just trying to dress up. Like, I would wear sneakers, some heels. But when I got into my profession, I made a commitment like, hey, every time I get paid, buy something professional. Like, buy something professional, whether it is a top, whether it's a skirt, whether it's a dress. Me, now, I love Calvin Klein. And so what I would do is I would set money aside to say, hey, I'm going to buy X amount of dresses from Calvin Klein. Like, that's just what I like. Prior to me becoming licensed, I was so like, hey, you know, you want to make sure you wear a black dress or, you know, a black suit or a navy suit. I'm like, that's not me. That's not me. Like, this is like a dark tan color. Like, this is something that I like, and I got my heels on. I get asked, like, why do you wear heels all the time? Because I want to, and I like them, and they're bomb as fuck. That's why I wear them. But yeah, I make time to go to the stores to buy professional clothing. I put money aside to do that. Now, you may say, well, I want to do that, but I don't have the money. There's stores. But if you want to be taken serious, like, you got to dress the part. You got to. You have to. Now, if I'm around my family, you know, I'll have my shorts on. Like, I was telling my brother, like, I like shorts. At first, at one point, I did not like them. I like shorts, but the shorts, me wearing, I may not wear those around my colleagues. No, around my family, but that's exactly what it is. But dress the part, and you feel comfortable, and people look at you a different way when you're dressed nice and you look professional and you look presentable. One of my old jobs was like, you know, you got the job not because that you were thorough and not because of things that were just on your resume, because you were remarkable on your resume, and just listening to you, I knew that you knew your stuff. But you dressed very well. Just imagine you worked at a company and you had to go meet with a client, and your boss said, hey, make sure you dress up, but you look like a hot ass mess. Will that client really take you serious? Probably not. Especially when you're dealing with like multi-million-dollar companies. Like, they want to make sure whoever they send out, the company that you work for, and you're working with like big time clients, you gotta dress the part. You gotta dress the part. What makes me me is that I know how to be supportive. I know how to be supported, especially when someone is grieving. And I've learned that more when my best friend's dad died. Like, I may not know what it's like to lose a parent, but I know what it's like to be supportive of someone that has. And the one thing that I learned about grieving, it wasn't until my uncle died 2 years ago. And he died September 25th, 2019. So, Uncle Ed, rest in peace. I love you. I miss you. Wish you was still here. But it wasn't until after he died, I just thought, like, prior to his death, that if someone died, I just cry and just get over it. Like, I'll just move forward. And I realized, like, that's not a good mechanism, because it's like you're suppressing all your real feelings. Like, just let it all out. And with him, it was different. Like, that was like a second dad to me. So I read articles about grieving, and the one thing I've learned is that some people don't know how to receive help. Some people don't know how to ask for help. And so you have to ask questions in a certain way to make it more received. And so let's say if someone is grieving, I'll say, hey, sorry to hear about your loss. How can I be supportive of you during this time? What does support look like for you? Because support for one person will look different than the other person. And sometimes some people want to be left alone. If you want to be left alone, hey, I'm all hands off. But I know another thing too is about being thought of, right? And so, like, my aunt passed away 3 months ago. Yeah, 3 months ago, almost 4. And so my cousin, her daughter, I would reach out to her like, hey, checking up on you. Just make sure you're okay. Or my uncle, hey, just checking up on you. I'm not expecting them to respond, but I just wanted to know, like, hey, I just hope that you are okay. And the one thing I've learned is that sometimes people think like, hey, I'm gonna be there for them from the date of the death up until the funeral. Like, I'm gonna be there because they need it. But honestly, like, the real support kicks in is after the repast. Like, after the funeral, after the repast, and that person goes home and realize there's one less person in their house. Like, that's when the real support kick in. And you'd be surprised that people, grieving doesn't have like a time frame. Things can trigger grief easily, whether it is a birthday, whether it is a special moment, whether it's a special moment in time. Like, grief kicks in at any time. And so when you reach out to people and say, hey, I'm just checking up on you, that goes a long way. What makes me Sakinah is that there's 24 hours in a day, and I use my time wisely. So when people say, hey, they don't have enough time, I'm just like, you're just not using your time right. Now, sometimes you may say, hey, there is enough time, but I'm tired. That makes sense. Because sometimes you may not want to do anything. Sometimes you want to just be at home. I know for me, after just like all this community service this weekend, after I was done everything, got my nails done. So welcome to the fall season. These are my nails. I wanted to look at Netflix. I was tired, like so tired. I was just like falling asleep, waking back up. Like, I was tired, and I got a chance to get a good night's rest too. So that was like so dope. So yeah, that is important. Like, how you use your time is important. What makes me Sakinah is like, how I do one thing is how I do all things. What makes me me is that I love hard. But the flip side to that is that I could become cold fast. And so I'm learning to make sure that, hey, like, there's baby steps. Like, you don't have to be cold. And that just depends on how someone makes me feel. The one thing that I've learned is when someone treats you a certain way, sometimes they may not even know. Sometimes you have to tell them, like, hey, when you did this, this is how it made me feel. So yeah, that is me. How some of my friends describe me as like, Sakinah is really smart. And I'm happy to say that I am. What makes me me is that I love to cook. Love to cook. What makes me me is that I don't try to fit into places that I know it's not meant for me, whether it's a group of friends, whether it's just a group of people. Like, I don't need to fit in. Like, I am who I am. That's it. Like, I don't need to fit in. And I just remember, like, I just started reminiscing about high school and college, and I remember some time where I would see the group of girls that was always together, and I was okay not to fit in that group. High school, when I went to high school in Florida, um, I hung with people that I gravitated to, people that were kind. I don't like people that are nasty and mean to others. Like, I just never, that never was something that I really cared for. Like, I didn't. But yeah, I don't need to fit in. I don't need to be the most popular person. I don't need to yell. I don't need to have the most hottest fashion that's out. I don't even have a pair of Uggs. Like, I have Ugg slippers that my aunt got me 2 years ago, but Ugg boots, like, I just, it's just not for me. But yeah, like, I don't need to fit in. I don't need to fit in. And I'm okay if I don't fit in. Like, I'm absolutely okay. I can enjoy my own company. And I can enjoy my own company with people that I feel comfortable around. I don't like everybody in my space. I don't. What makes me me is that I'm not afraid to say I messed up. I'm not afraid to say I messed up. I'm not afraid to say I don't know everything, because I don't. Like, I definitely don't. But there's more. There's more. And for someone to figure it out, they just got to take the time to know me. I'm not like this open book. You meet me the first day, you know everything about me. No. Those things take time. But yeah, I'm happy to be who I am. I'm happy to be in the skin that I am. I don't need anyone's approval of who I am. Like, I'm happy to just be me. And if someone doesn't like that, the hell with them. Like, I don't care. And the moment you start to, like, love who you are and love who you do, everybody else's opinions, they just don't matter. And so if I would just tell you, like, love the skin that you're in, no one can be like you. You are specifically designed in a particular way to be you. No one would ever be you. So be you. Be happy for who you are. And you are amazing. You are dope. You are fantastic. This is Monday, so to all the dope men out there, like, just keep doing your thing. Whatever goals that you have, like, don't give up on them. Like, don't look for the shortcut. Like, be open to do the work. Don't be lazy. But yeah, I hope that you guys have a great Monday. I hope that this is the last Monday of September, so I hope that you guys had a great September. And if not, then I hope that October is better. October is always a great month. It's always a great month because that's my birthday month. So yeah, I just hope that you have a great week. And I say this all the time, but I mean it. Like, I hope that you just never forget that you are important. I hope that you never forget that you are amazing. Like, you are really, really, really amazing. So just never, ever, ever forget that. Take care, guys. Oh, and the Eagles and the Cowboys play tonight. So I hope my students don't ask me a lot of questions because I'm wrapping up class quickly. Like, listen, I'm not answering any question. This is it. But my Eagles play, so I'm very excited. This is like our mini Super Bowl. So my Monday is going to be great. Take care, guys.